Welcome to the Tim's TV Trump wrap-up show. What we're going to talk about today is the latest attacks on our president, Donald Trump. Let's go through some of the fun that the Democrats and the media, and if you don't believe the Democrats and the media are one and the same, I don't know what you're looking at, but let's go through it. So Donald Trump meets with Vladimir Putin. The Democrats are calling this treason. The Democrats are such sore losers, they're willing to push us towards war with Russia because Hillary lost. That shows how bad of a person Hillary Clinton and some of the Democratic leadership is. Now, get this completely straight. Hillary Clinton is behind this whole Russia thing. Why is she behind it? Because she's a sore loser, and this is a very good excuse for her why she lost. In addition, the Democrats feel that Republicans always hated the Russians. You know, they were the war hawks. So they picked an excuse that they think plays on Republican feelings. That's why it's Russia. Did the Chinese interfere? Yeah. Did the Iranians? Yes. Everybody in the world had an opinion. What Russian meddling are they talking about? They're primarily talking about the Russians buying some Facebook ads before and after the election to get us to fight. Now, the Russians really, I don't think, thought that Trump was going to win. Trump was supposed to lose by 12. So why commit an act of war to help someone that was going to lose by 12? On the other hand, putting up pro-Hillary sites on Facebook and Twitter and Google and pro-Trump sites and encouraging us to fight. Now that is a huge. That's Russian entertainment. Was it intended to overthrow our democracy? I don't think so. I think the Russians, some Russians, still don't like America, and getting us to fight each other is kind of entertaining. It's not a threat to our democracy. The Russians were effing with us. The Chinese are effing with us. Part two, when you see all this in the media, I think there's some Chinese money behind it because one thing nobody's doing is blaming the Chinese. Now, Donald Trump won the election fair and square. He won it as fairly as Obama won it. He won it as fairly as Bush the second won it. He won it as fairly and in the same manner in which Bill Clinton won it twice. He won it in the same manner in Bush the first won it. He won it in the same way that Reagan won it twice. He won it in the same way that Carter won it once. He won the Electoral College. That's how we determine champions. Just like the NFL determines the winner by who scores the most points at the end of the clock, not who threw for the most yards. Have you ever seen anybody lose a football game saying, my team threw for more yards? Yeah, you lost by 2 touchdowns, but you had more yards. Well, okay, we don't decide who wins a football game by who gets more yards. We decide a football game by who scores more points when the clock clicks to 0. The Democrats can't accept that because they're sore losers. And this Russia thing, Donald Trump managed to not start World War III, and they call that an act of treason. If you're a Democrat, if you vote for a Democrat, in my opinion, you're voting to go to war with Russia. End all life on Earth. You're voting to bring back the draft, and you're voting to kill the environment because a nuclear holocaust will pollute the air, will pollute the water, and damage our children. Remember, a nuclear war with Russia never fed a starving child. A nuclear war with Russia is not going to help you get a job. A nuclear war with Russia will not clean up the air, will not clean up the environment. As a matter of fact, it's the dumbest possible thing you could do. But if you want to go to war with Russia and end all life on Earth because Hillary Clinton lost, then vote Democratic. But to me, I am terrified that the Democrats are pushing us into a war because they lost. That's primarily what's going on. Um, the Democrats and the media still haven't accepted the fact that Donald Trump won the election legally. And if starting a war with Russia overturns the election, I think that's what they're willing to do. And that scares me. I would hope that the American people would send a loud signal to the Democratic media and the Democratic politicians by having a red wave saying we don't want war. And if the Republicans bring us peace, we're voting for the Republicans. If the Democrats want war with Russia, we're not voting for the Democrats. Anything else, I think, is a path towards war, which is odd to say, but the Democrats have become warmongers who are sore losers and warmongers. And it terrifies me, not only for my country, it terrifies me for our planet. And the fact that you have a group of people who are so angry and so bitter because they ran a bad candidate, they lost, and they take no responsibility. I mean, think of Anthony Weiner. Anthony Weiner got caught sending dick pics to a 16-year-old girl on a computer with 100,000 Hillary Clinton emails. 33,000 of them were subpoenaed and destroyed. So 33,000 pieces of obstruction of justice evidence on a laptop that the FBI seized because the best friend and personal assistant, Anthony Weiner's wife, the Huma Abedin Weiner, they won't use her last name because Weiner is embarrassing, um, used that laptop for top secret government activity, whether it be for the Secretary of State, whether it be for the presidential candidate Hillary Clinton. And every time she left the room, Anthony Weiner sent dick pics to a 16-year-old in South Carolina. It was so bad that the FBI seized the laptop, found the emails. The people in New York wanted to tell everybody, hey, we've got Clinton emails on this pedophile's laptop. They sat on it, and Jim Comey, who's scared that the guys in New York would leak it, and he would violate his. He made an oath under, or he made a promise under oath to Congress that he would tell them if anything changed. Well, he sat on that change for 6 weeks, and because he felt it was going to leak to the media, he told the media, and then cleared her 11 days before the election. That blew up and cost her the election. Jim Comey didn't come out and tell everybody about the Anthony Weiner sending dick pics to a 16-year-old with a laptop full of Hillary emails because he wanted to. No, he is a Democrat hoping Hillary was going to get elected. But it turns out the FBI agents that seized the laptop told Washington, and Washington did nothing about it for 6 weeks. And he was scared that they were going to go tell the media, and he was going to get prosecuted for lying under oath to Congress. So he was pressured to bring that information out. If it wasn't for that pressure, we never would have known, and Hillary Clinton would be president. Was that pressure coming from Russia? No. That problem was caused because Hillary Clinton kept a known pedophile and pervert, Anthony Weiner, a guy who had 2 previous Weiner scandals. He kept her wife, or his wife, in her inner circle, allowed him to have access to her top secret laptop. That's what got her. It was Anthony Weiner's 3rd dick pic scandal is what brought her down. The Russians had nothing to do with it. The Russians had nothing to do with Anthony Weiner's 1st dick pic scandal, his 2nd dick pic scandal, which cost him the mayoral race. Quick update on Anthony Weiner. He was in Congress, had a dick pic scandal, had to leave Congress, ran for mayor of New York, had another dick pic scandal, had to withdraw from the mayor's race. Hillary Clinton allowed him to be in the inner circle, allowed him access to one of her top secret laptops, which he used to send dick pics to a 16-year-old in South Carolina. Because it was across state lines, it was an FBI matter, the FBI seized the laptop, found her emails, informed Washington, and Jim Comey sat on that scandal for 6 weeks. Only the fear that the FBI agents were going to leak it to the media caused Jim Comey to out her before the election. That's why she lost. So we're going to war with Russia to cover up Anthony Weiner's dick pic scandal so you forget about it. That is what is going on. It's terrifying, but it's the truth. This is all about covering up Hillary Clinton's mistakes, and the Democrats and the media are pushing us to war. That's why they're calling Trump. They're going unhinged. They're trying to undo your election and take away your rights. Let's talk about what the Russians really did. You lost your right to vote for your leader because the Russians bought some Facebook ads and some Twitter ads. Think about that. You lost your right to pick your president because you voted for a Republican and the Russians bought some Facebook ads. That's the Russian scandal. The Russians bought a couple of pro-Hillary and pro-Trump internet ads. You no longer have the right to vote. I'm Tim with Tim's TV. That is the news update, the Trump roundup. Thank you. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button to Tim's TV. Thank you.